everyone. These lights are incredibly blinding. I'm like talking to nobody. I'm just talking my nightmares. Okay. I've heard about this today, actually at like 5:30. I did stand-up comedy last night for the first time in my life, and I put it on. Thanks. I put it on Facebook, and my friend Nate told me that I should come out and do this. So here goes. I'm gonna tell you guys a story about the first and only time that I've bought marijuana. It starts back in high school. I was 15, and there were two girls that we knew who, I had a friend who was an avid user. And he was my best friend. And these two girls were like, we wanna smoke with you guys and whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Alex didn't have any money, my friend Alex, so he's like, and he didn't have a car, and I had both of those things. So he's like, hey, you wanna drive to Fargo and buy some pot so we can...
From where?
Oh, you know that there's this, never mind.
Where did you come to Fargo from?
Oh, I thought you meant where was I buying the pot? So anyway, I'll tell you where we were coming from. We were coming from Kindred. That's where I went to high school. So we drive to town, and my buddy's like, yeah, I know some guys. We got to go pick them up. And at the time, I had a broken thumb, and I had a rampant poison ivy going down all of my legs. So I had to take, So I had to take this medication all the time. I had to take this like every 2 hours, and it was because it was really bad poison ivy, like bubbling poison ivy. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Also a swing and a miss, right? So anyway, we get to the Fargo, and I'm like, I'm nervous. I've never done this shit before, and I was like, well, where'd we go? Okay, we'll go pick up these two guys. So then we drive to this house, and these two guys come out with two girls. And they're like, well, all right, we're all hopping in the Taurus and driving over to the trailer park and meeting our guys. So I was like, oh, okay, this is actually happening. And as soon as we get in, so medication, right? I have my stuff in my car. And he's like, hey, man, are we sharing? And I was like, do you need steroids? I don't. So, no. So we drive to the, so we're getting there, and in the back, so these two girls are talking, and one of them is like, I can't believe she said that to me. She was like, right, if she would have said that to me, I would kick that girl in the taco. And I've never met these people, so I'm just driving my Taurus like, okay, got taco kickers? Yeah. So we go to the place, and I don't go in, fuck that. So I'm like, I give him like $40. I'm like, here, just get that. Just go. Get it, drop them off, go back to my buddy's house, and so we're there with the two girls. Another guy came over. So now it's 3 guys, 2 girls. And we all sit out in his shop, and we do it. And then we go down to the basement. Well, one guy was interested in one of the girls, and the other guy was like talking to the other girl. So they start eventually making out, and we're all just standing, being high. And the only thing I was doing was watching Adult Swim like this close to the TV. So we didn't smoke my marijuana that night. He was like, you just keep your shit. And I was like, I don't want my shit. My dad used to work undercover narcotics. Like, I can't bring this to the house. He's gonna see me and be like, so what are you doing with this shit? And I'd be like, I don't know. He's like, I know, I've done this. So anyway. Now the real story begins. So a week goes by, and I was leaving for Hawaii that weekend to go down for a school trip, and it was just me. I was just me going. None of this was my family. Well, my family's out. I think we left on like a Sunday, and everyone's out of town. And I still have this bag of marijuana in my room, the full bag, $40 worth. So I was like, well, it's time to get rid of this shit. So I open up my window, and I like put it on a little pop can, and I lean out my window, and I'm like, okay, well, here we go. And so I start smoking all that, and then I realize that I'm leaning out of my window in like small town Kindred, like smoking a can, and I'm like, not the best crank that back up. And then I had a really good idea. I was just like, fuck it, go to the bathroom and just do it in there. So, smoke the rest of it, dispose of everything. Like, I run like a mile and like, okay. Come back home, and my parents were like, we're not gonna be home till real late. Like, so I was like, I don't have to worry about shit, because I'm gonna fall asleep. So I'm upstairs, pouring a glass of orange juice, and I hear the garage door, and it's probably like 7:30, and I'm like, I thought, what? That's not late at all. So then, I remember this is the most nerve-wracking time of my life. My mom comes in, she's like, oh, hey, Jason, what's going on? I'm like, and my only thought process was, just keep drinking the orange juice until she goes away. So she's just standing there like, what are you doing? And finish a whole glass of orange juice, and I'm like, so eventually I'm like, well, I gotta go downstairs. And this is where Hawaii comes in, because I still had not packed for the trip to Hawaii. So now here I am, like, in not the right state of mind to remember to put anything in my suitcase. So I pack, wake up, get on the plane, fly to Hawaii, go to sleep that night, wake up the next morning, flip open my suitcase, because it was like time to like get dressed the next day. And I had packed, somehow, I packed 7 pairs of socks. So, golden. 7 pairs of underwear, fuck yeah. 1 t-shirt, and 1 pair of shorts. So I was like, oh no. So the 3rd day goes by in Hawaii, and somebody finally, we're at like Pearl Harbor, right? And I'm wearing this dumbass t-shirt that I wore on the plane, and he's like, somebody comes up to me, he's like, why are you wearing the same shit every day? I was just like, I don't know. So anyway, I totally swung and missed on packing my suitcase. Thanks.